Testing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let me know if you have me here. Keep sending it in the chat box. I just hit it now. I might have to pop in and pop back out because I reset my computer. But see if it's out there on this. Oh, let me change this. Oh, we back? We good? We good now? Yeah, for some reason, something was locked off there. So we good right now? Everybody can hear me? We back? We ready to roll? It says no audio on X or YouTube. I'm just going to hang out for 2 more seconds here. Loud and clear. So we're punching through. Just was a minor adjustment I had to make right here. That's all. So let's get it back in here. Hold on. Yeah, I was playing this earlier. Because this was the offense that I was pissed off about on the Baltimore Orioles yesterday, shutting us down, costing us another winning day. It's okay. We'll be right back at it today. We'll be right here. So everybody can hear. We're good. We're ready to rock, as I was stating. Full slate today. Looking to get a doubleheader in here because I got 6 to 7 games that I actually like today. I really do. So I'm debating for myself saying, all right, which way do we want to go and which angles are we going to take? Let's put this up on the screen so everybody can see. Can we go there, show on screen? There we go. Let me put that up there. So you guys can have a nice little chat box scroll as you go through and see how it works there. Also have a new computer coming Friday as well, which I don't need, but for some reason restream. When I go to 5 or 6 different outlets here, it does slow down at times, but most people can hear all the way through clear, and that's all I care about. So the video might pop in and out and just be a little bit slow at times, but that's okay. Bear with it. It'll pop back in a matter of 10 or 15 seconds once the internet clears all the stuff that they have. Or maybe just having that chat box up on the screen slows down. That can't be it, though. Everybody has chat boxes on the screen. So we'll see if that just powers through and hopefully changes back and gets back to normal. But I'm going to keep the chat box up, and hopefully that thing will spin back out and we'll get a little bit quicker on the side itself. Let me just see if we can. There we go. So it's back. Say that? I don't know. It's kind of crazy when it does that. But it is what it is. We'll keep popping through. Let me just see if I can switch this up in a second because now it's getting a little bit messy out here. Come on, man. I hate the technical difficulties, man. Piss me off. What's the deal here? See if I can get this up. Where's the chat? We'll take that off. We'll pop that back up. Move me back full screen. There we go. We'll keep it that way. We'll just keep it simple. All right. First game on the board, San Francisco and Pittsburgh. Don't love it today. But let me bring up the odds, and then we'll certainly start moving from there. All right. Ray versus Heaney. Heaney's terrible, by the way. And also, listening yesterday, we can't go back and have revisionist history, but the A's should have pounded Washington yesterday, but the numbers didn't make sense because, Mackenzie Gore's bad. He's a lefty, and sometimes, the A's were struggling with lefties. They killed him yesterday. So sometimes it is just about taking horrible pitchers, and Andrew Heaney is a horrible pitcher. Last 45 days, 7 ERA, 5.53 xFIP number. Just ridiculously bad numbers, right? Just absolutely ridiculous. So you have that coming in here with San Francisco. Not a great-looking offense today at 12:30. Only positive batter last 30 days against lefties is Willy Adames. Everybody else sucks in that lineup. Bad. Can't believe that. Because you would love to sort of torch them today, but I'm laying off that game. Pittsburgh batters, Tommy Pham, Nick Gonzalez, Andrew McCutchen, Robbie Ray's on the mound. We're not going anywhere near that. Minus 155 price for San Francisco. Forget about that game. 12:35 start. Baltimore let us down yesterday. I don't like this game particularly either because, by the way, Trevor Rogers, his last 45 days, guys, how about a 1.13 ERA and a 3.65 xFIP number? Outrageous. Outrageous. Ranger Suarez right behind him. I saw him pitch last Friday night. Gave up an early home run ball, but didn't pitch all that bad. 3.23 ERA over the past 45 days, 43 and a third innings pitched, and a low xFIP number of 3.73. Philly's probably going to win that game again today, and they rightfully should. Favorites for the Phillies, 178, 181, depending on where you're shopping at. Total listed at 7.5. I do think the under might be in play today in Philadelphia as well. 5-0 score yesterday. Come on, Orioles, man. Sometimes you hate to just get angry with the Orioles and what they did to me yesterday. Brutal, because I won easily. The other one didn't even need any all totals. You saw that Toronto game out in Colorado. They were throwing pitchers that didn't deserve to be in Major League Baseball, and that's how you get a 10 spot out there when your team total is 6.5 at a minus 125 and easily blast through that. 110 start. Here's a debate for me so far today. Pearson Ole is on the mound. I haven't heard his name pronounced because I haven't watched him pitch. OHL. I'm going to go with Ole. 29 batters he's faced. They've torched him so far. Doesn't have an extensive history. Decent, I guess, in minor league baseball. But the Detroit lineup today, that is out because, again, it's a 1 o'clock start. Cole Keith, Gleyber Torres, Kerry Carpenter, Spencer Torkelson, Riley Green, Wenzel Perez, Dylan Dingler, and Zach McKinstry. All of those guys. high ISO power numbers, outside of Matt Vierling, who's due to bat ninth in the lineup today. Weighted on base percentages that are positive: Colt Keith, Gleyber Torres, Kerry Carpenter, Wenzel Perez, Dylan Dingler, and also Zach McKinstry. Francisco says that here, I parlayed under 8.5 Giants game with the Phillies money line. Makes sense. It does make sense for that early game. But Ole doesn't have good numbers, but this is one of those where you can bend the rules for, because you're only asking for 3 to 4 runs. 83-degree temperatures in Detroit. We know it's a pitcher's ballpark, but Detroit's been pretty good at the plate the past couple days. 8-mile-an-hour blowing winds. That game is on the cusp for me right now. I think there's some decent angles there. Cleveland taking on the New York Mets. Gavin Williams, David Peterson. David Peterson's got really good numbers. On the card, he's 9th overall for me today. 3.35 ERA, 3.92 xFIP, 40 1/3 innings pitched over the past 45 days. Don't love that Cleveland Guardians offense. Do like, as a Phillies fan, though, the Mets getting beat by the Guardians, so I don't hate that. Gavin Williams on the other side. He's 11th on my card today, 2.85 ERA, guys, over the past 45 days, and a 4.25 xFIP number. Lindor, Soto, decent numbers, but the rest of that lineup leaves a little bit to be desired. 80 degrees at Citi Field today. Wind blowing from a right flagpole to a left flagpole. Leave that one alone. Cincinnati and Chicago. We're just going to get to the good ones, right? I don't really like this game either. Abbott versus Horton. 135 or so favorite, depending where you're shopping at, towards Chicago at home. Abbott, the lefty on the mound, total 7.5. Abbott on my card is actually down to 22. It's got a 2.68 ERA over his past 40 1/3 innings pitched, which is really good. But that xFIP number is a 4.90. Why? Doesn't strike out a lot of guys. Walks a little bit too much. Not really a ground ball pitcher, but he doesn't give up power all that much. Where is his hard hit rate? Not bad. Barrel percentage, fantastic. So the Chicago Cubs, love you, kids. Not backing you today. Cade Horton on the other side. Cade is, let's see where Cade comes in. He's got 84 batters faced over the past 30 days, 311 on the season, so he should be on this card. Cade Horton's 24th, a 3.38 ERA, which isn't bad, over his last 37 1/3 innings pitched, but a 5 xFIP number, that'll get you in trouble. Positive batters in that Reds lineup: TJ Friedel, Ellie De La Cruz, Tyler Stevenson, Noel V. Marte, and Jake Fraley. Let's see his fly ball. He's a ground ball pitcher, which you always hate to see there. Specifically for the Cubs games, you like that ball in the air, but also understand this too. There's a reason why these lines are lower in Chicago at 7.5. About a 10-mile-an-hour wind blowing in from right field. So that's what's bringing it lower. So that game, not really any love for that. New York Yankees and the Texas Rangers. I mean, come on now. Yankees are in some trouble right now. Carlos Rodon taking on Jack Leiter, 8 as a total. Favorite for the Yankees overnight, 1 at 60 prices. They've dropped into the mid-130s. That's certainly not helping out. Sam Haggerty, Corey Seager, Josh Jung, Kyle Higashioka. But I'm not fading Rodon. There's a lot of right-handed batters in the lineup today, and rightfully so. Josh Smith and also Corey Seager. It is an official lineup, so there'll be the only 2 left-handed batters today against Rodon. Everybody else from the right side. That's really where you attack him. 54% hard hit rate over the past month. Barrel percentage about 10%. But I don't want to take a flyer. I think this game more stays to the under. Jack Leiter's on the mound. He comes in today on my card. Where you at, Jackie boy? 18th overall at a 3.57 ERA over the past 45 days and a 4.49 xFIP number through 35 1/3 innings pitched. Yankees lineup looks great today. Yankees lineup hasn't looked great in the past couple days. Don't know if I can trust them. Don't love that game. Toronto and Colorado. Now we start to pick up some of the juice here, because anybody that plays in Colorado right now that's not named the Colorado Rockies is smashing the baseball. And even if you just took a alt team total yesterday on Colorado, you cashed that ticket in as they got 4 runs. Gaussman versus Freeland. Look at the temperatures out there. It's 97 degrees in Colorado today, guys, with a wind blowing out to right field. It's almost 100 degrees in Colorado. Hear me out on that one? That's a 3:10 start Eastern. If you look at Kevin Gaussman, he's 10th on the card, 42 2/3 innings pitched over the past 45 days. 2.74 ERA, 4.12 xFIP number. But that Rockies lineup over the past 30 days against right-handed pitching, it's done extremely well. It's done extremely well. Tyler Freeman, not good numbers. Tovar, Goodman, Beck, Moniak, Bernabel, Amador, all really good numbers. Bending the rules, right? Where you take a look at the Colorado Rockies. Maybe you want to do that. They should score something today, right? But those numbers certainly overpriced. Flip it to the other side. Kyle Freeland, he stinks. 25th on my card today. 30 and 2/3 innings pitched over the past 45 days. 5.58 ERA, 5.09 xFIP number. Very good looking lineup here for the Toronto Blue Jays. Now, the point always goes, let me go over to Bet365. See if they have a, whenever they have a boosted parlay for us, I do like to give out a free wager. So I'm looking here. So it looks like a super boost on the Valkyries tonight. Got to check that out. FedEx round 1. No boost today. So dumb. Not happy about that. Yeah, happy Andrew Heaney Day, Dusan says. Absolutely, man. I agree with you at that point. Let's filter back here. Let me look at that, say, team total. See what that adjusted team total is today for the Toronto Blue Jays. Let's see what we're popping in at right now. Name, player props, team props. There we go. 6.5 minus 120. It was actually a little bit higher yesterday. If you want to buy that down to 3.5, it's minus 800. 4.5, it's minus 400. 5.5, it's minus 220. Then the 6.5 is sitting here at a minus 220 price. Trying to factor where that makes the most sense too. David Schneider, good numbers. Vladimir Guerrero Jr., good numbers. Bo Bichette, good numbers. Addison Barger, good numbers. Ty France, Miles Straw, Tyler Heineman, all decent numbers out there at this point. All decent. It's kind of, I do think I need to include at least one of these two teams on my card. Just making the right decision. We obviously know the better pitcher in this game is Kevin Gausman. I mean, that's clear. That's really clear who the better pitcher is. But if I'm being honest, it's almost like sometimes I want to try to find a way to figure both of these teams in. Both teams to score 3 runs. Both teams to score 4 runs, something like that. Decisions. But that seems like an easy decision to try to put at least one of those teams on the card tonight. Los Angeles Angels and the Tampa Bay Rays. Boz versus Anderson. You know we love to fade Anderson. The guy's slippery, though. Minus 125, minus 130s as a favorite towards Tampa at most outlets. Total listed at 9 across the board. Zach Neto, Mike Trout, Taylor Ward, Logan O'Hoppe, decent numbers. Shane Baz doesn't have great in statistics over the past 30 days either. 222 ISO against, weighted on base percentage of 387. Let's see. Hard hit contact. He's pretty good with that. Barrel rate, he's not bad with that. So Shane Baz probably not looking to fade him too much. From a Tampa side, here's the issue again. Tyler Anderson, look on my card today. He's dead last. He's the worst pitcher I have on my card. 37 and a third innings pitched, 4.34 ERA, 5.53 xFIP number. Donnie, you should just fade him automatically. Do you know who the worst pitcher on the card was yesterday for me? It was Taijuan Walker. And then the lineup even made sense for the Baltimore Orioles. They didn't score. So just because you're a bad pitcher with bad numbers doesn't always mean it's going to equate into something special. But Anderson is bad. 5.53 xFIP, like you should be fading that automatically. Look at that Tampa lineup today, though, guys. Last 30 days against lefties, it's putrid. Yandy Diaz, fantastic. Ha-Seong Kim, terrible. Junior Caminero, decent ISO, horrible weighted on base percentage. Christopher Morel, horrible. Johnny DeLuca, horrible. Josh Lau, horrible. Or is that low? One of the Laus or lows there. Taylor Walls, horrible. Jake Mangum, horrible. Nick Fortes, horrible. It's almost like that's what you should be doing there. Brandon Morris, what's going on there? What's up, brother? Thanks for checking in. Looks like we have, 178 people watching live. Awesome, fantastic. Thanks for watching here on a Wednesday. Having some fun and trying to figure out which way to go. Also understand this. There's 2 games in L.A. today. The Dodgers are home and also the Los Angeles Angels, both playing at 4 o'clock. Temperatures are hot. Down in Orange County for the Anaheim game, 87 degrees. Up in, I guess it's Los Angeles County probably, right? In Los Angeles, 88 degrees with the wind blowing out. Like, you got great temperatures in California. Don't think I'm going to play anything in that Tampa Bay game. Dodgers game, Michael Liberatore's on the mound. 29 and 2/3 innings pitched over the past 45 days, a 3.64 ERA, which might not seem horrible, but a 5.49 xFIP number, that stinks. However, that lineup again versus lefties, a little bit suspect. Ohtani, Betts, Smith, Freeman, Hernandez, Pajes, Call, Rojas, Freeland, and obviously Ohtani pitching. So list them twice. Don't love that lineup. Do like the fact that you can bang around Matthew Liberatore. Hard hit percentage, very high. Barrel rate, very high, particularly to righties. That lineup outside of Freddie Freeman and Shohei Ohtani will be all right-handed batters. Did you just take a flyer on them? Barrel rate's not very good for the Los Angeles Dodgers over the past month against lefties. Hard hit rate, decent. Didn't really have them written down. Want to get a better look at that roster when it comes out. Here's one game that I'm going to take a look at where I don't want to say leap of faith. That's the wrong way to answer it. But Houston's offense has been really good as of late. Let me just take a look right now. I just want to check out some of the statistics here. Let's see what we got. I'm just going to pick up. We'll go rate the scores. Just using my phone real quick on this one here, as I probably should just be going to something else. Come on, phone. Click on. All right, there we go. So let me go down to Houston. Click on the Houston, 64-50 on the season. Getting better as the days go by. Last couple games, right? 6-1 loss to Boston on the 3rd of August. Versus Miami, which again, they're in Miami. That's a pitcher's ballpark. 8 runs. They win 8-2. Game number 2 of the series, they won 7-3. Putting up statistics. So Jansen Junk is on the mound. I was having some fun with him a little bit early in the season. He was pitching really well. He's starting to die off a little bit. He's down to 16th on my card for today's action. 37 2/3 innings pitched, close to an ERA of 5, which is listed at 4.78, and an xFIP number of 4.44. If we do a little bit more background check here on Mr. Junk in the trunk. Oop, the wrong one here. Get that off there. All right. It's always fun when using different monitors with the same keyboard. You got to click them back and forth. But I just want to go over Jansen Junk and his play, his game log. Now, he was cruising along, right? Good starts here, solid starts, 6 and 7 innings. His last 3 starts, Kansas City, which was at home, 5 innings pitched, 6 hits, 6 runs, 4 of those earned. 2 starts ago in Milwaukee. Again, not really a pitcher's ballpark in Milwaukee. 5 innings pitched, 8 hits, 3 earned runs. Last game, at home against the New York Yankees. Again, great pitcher's ballpark, being at home. 5 innings pitched, 6 hits, 6 earned runs. Look at this lineup for Houston today. Don't have the official starting lineups out yet because it's a 4 o'clock game. Let me just check here. Do we have one up? Let's see. Trevor Larnach scratched. I don't think we have Houston up. Cubs are up. Yankees, of course. Texas Rangers. Yeah, so a little bit later. We don't have it up. But let's just go with the unofficial lineup of what we think it's going to be here. Jeremy Pena, really good numbers. 454 weighted on base percentage last 30 days. Jesus Sanchez, 375. Jose Altuve, 344. Carlos Correa, 358. By the way, Carlos Correa has hit in 10 of his last 11 ball games. Christian Walker, a little bit low, 308 weighted on base percentage. That's below the Mendoza line for us. Victor Caratini, 374. Yenier Diaz, 371. And Taylor Trammell, 348. Understand this, too. Outside of Jeremy Pena, who only has 13 at-bats over the past month against right-handed pitching, everybody else is up there, 60, 70, 50, 60, 60, 60. A lot of these guys, 60-plus at-bats with really good numbers. K rate's also low. 7 out of the 10 batters, 25% or less as a K rate here with those good power numbers. Jansen Junk, not a strikeout guy. Houston Astros, not a strikeout lineup. Here's the key, though. Walk percentage, he doesn't give out free passes. Power percentages, really on high. Ground ball percentage to right-handed batters, not really good. Left-handed batters, it's better. Hard hit percentage, though, over the last month, 54%. Means over half the batters making contact against Junk, getting really, really solid contact. Barrel percentage, though, is really low. So this is one that I necessarily didn't have written down when I first went over the card early this morning. Doing some of the numbers as we went on the early line, I was really shifting around saying, this is one of those games that could make my card here. It really is. Francisco in the chat box calling it now. The Padres and Phillies will be playing on that field behind you for the NLCS in a few months. Let me see if again, we got over a couple hundred people watching the show. I don't want it to slow down, but I do like to have the chat box on the screen, though, to be honest. It's like you can see it as it pops up. It's a little bit bigger because I have a return monitor in front of me. It's a little bit smaller than my laptop on the side that's broadcasting from, and then a couple other computers here on the desk. So I'll try to keep that up as long as I can and see if it works. So right now, screen is clean. It's like once or twice every half hour, like the screen slows down for some reason because the bandwidth gets caught up, which I have no idea why. We'll try to remedy those situations. But if I am looking at the Astros, it does seem like a viable shot here. It does. Athletics in Washington tonight, Nationals. And by the way, that Arrieta Junk game, that's basically a pick 'em. Like Arrighetti is coming back into Major League Baseball off the IL. Don't love that lineup, though, to be honest. for the Miami Marlins. Can't hit really again against the Houston Astros. They were hitting pretty well against the Yanks. Cavalli is on the mound here for Washington. You say, ooh, I don't really know much about that guy, Donnie. Tell me something about that guy. He's a former first-round pick, but he hasn't had any success at all in Major League Baseball. I think his last time, if I bring up his statistics, was 2023 in Major League Baseball. But I do want to read you because this is one of those games I think you can bend the rules. Yesterday, just like we just didn't lay it down. We should have. The A's were hammering the Nationals yesterday. But this was a first-round draft pick in 2020. He's number 22 overall. You say, ooh, that might be one of those guys that's a prospect that's coming up. That's not the case. It just isn't. If you look at his game log in Major League Baseball, again, 8/26/2022 is the last time he pitched in Major League Baseball. Come on, a first-round draft pick. 2023, 2024, didn't pitch at all in the majors. One start in August and got blown away in 2022. Now, I know you can't, use those statistics from then and say, okay, well, what actually happens today on this? I get it. But if I go to his minor league statistics, guys, first two starts of the season, one was in single A, one was in double A, the rest is in triple A. He's pitched all the way through. He's got a 5.35 ERA in the minors. He's got a 5.35 ERA in the minors. If you look at the power bats there, the plus bats, I should say, for the Athletics, Butler, Kurtz, Rooker, Langoliers, Soderstrom. Urshela, not really that good. Carlos Cortez, average. Max Schumann stinks. Darryl Hernandez, never even heard of that guy before, but he's got decent numbers. This is one of those games I think you might want to take a flyer on with the A's because this is not a pedigree pitcher. Same way we talked about yesterday looking at the Toronto Blue Jays and how they played it against the Colorado Rockies. They weren't throwing a major league pitcher yesterday. They ended up with 10 runs. What did they get before? 15, 20, whatever the hell. 15 runs on 25 hits. That's something that you might want to be putting on your register right now tonight, the Athletics, because usually you like to see okay, how's he done in major leagues? This guy's not a major league pitcher. And there is no pedigree with this kid. Yeah, he was a first-round pick, but that's flamed out. First-round picks don't come up one time 3 years ago, get shelled, and never to be seen again. This guy's a bad pitcher. His last two, actually, let's go over his last three starts in the minors. 5 1/3, 4 earned runs. 6 innings pitched, 4 earned runs. 4 innings pitched, 4 earned runs. That's in the minors. He's going to come up against a team that's 76-degree temperatures. You like to see that higher. And by the way, who was it yesterday? Langoliers, 3 home runs? I mean, my God. My God. Smoke show. Absolute smoke show. Looks like Apple Jacks that the Brewers are winning the NL. Huh. Not that. I don't have to slide this down, do I? Well, where these go? Don't they just automatically come up? Calling it now. Happy Andrew Heaney Day I see up there. And then Francisco again. Apple Jacks down here with a couple of these. I don't think it goes up or down, though. Shouldn't they just automatically scroll? But I guess it doesn't move up until we have a couple more comments that bust through that screen. So if you're out there, just type in a couple comments here. Let me just see if this moves up and down so I can just leave it up on the screen anyway. Maybe just, which way do I move? Even just to center myself, I guess. So I'm off of that. We'll go this way a little bit there. Does that work better? All right. Yeah, fire a couple chat box comments in there so I can see that move up just to see if it goes up and down. So I don't have to be I got to manually do that myself. I ain't doing that. Come on now. Stop the madness. Kansas City and Boston. Boston with another good offensive performance yesterday. Waka's on the mound versus May. Here's another interesting one. Kansas City, guys. Focus on Kansas City. Dustin May is on the mound. Let me see. So it does move up a little bit. Doesn't it? Or no, it doesn't. I'll have to change this. Let me see. Does this help me move it? No, so I can move the chat box behind my screen, but when it's on the screen. Oh, there. So it goes from top to bottom. Is that what it does? Oh, man. It does. It goes from okay. There we go. So it's backwards on my screen. Because I'm looking at the comments from earlier. And I was saying, this doesn't add up. Why is it going the opposite direction? But it's actually the opposite direction. There you go. Handled. Figured out. Done. Back to Kansas City. Dustin May on the mound. Pitching card for me for good old Dusty. Let's see. Where does he factor in? He's 20th on the card. Last 30 days, 65 batters he's faced. 31 1/3 innings pitched to 5.74 ERA, which is high. 4.55 xFIP. 68 degrees in Boston. You'd love to see that higher, but it's not, and that's okay. But he could get hit today. I'm telling you. This is a lineup that doesn't strike out against right-handed batters. The highest is Mike Yastrzemski. who funny enough came from Boston. He's at 25% against right-handed batters. Everybody else is in the teens. That's fantastic. ISO power numbers outside of Yastrzemski and Frazier. And again, we don't have the official starting lineups yet. We're just anticipating. 7 of 9 are high. This looks like a team that might be on the schedule here for me tonight. Barrel rate's decent, hard hit contact decent. Dustin May, not a good pitcher. Let's just go back and take a look at what Dustin May's been doing over the past couple of games here. Because I remember looking at it this morning, but I just want to get a refresher on it. All right. Now, May, who again used to pitch for the Dodgers, now pitching for Boston. But the last time he pitched for the Dodgers was in Boston. 5 innings pitched, 4 earned runs. So you saying he might be used to it now? I don't buy that. I don't know if the Royals can win this game because they're getting what? Plus 118, plus 119, plus 20, depending where he's shopping at. Huh. I'm telling you right now, like Kansas City looks decent tonight. Boston always looks good every single night. Like, it feels like you just ride with Boston. They're always going to chime in. I don't know if it's a huge explosion night because we'd like to see the temperatures a little bit warmer in Boston. Boston's lineup looks good. Michael Wacha is a decent pitcher, though. Where's Wacha on the card? What do we have in slate? He's 14, 3.66 ERA, 4.34 xFIP number, 39 and a third innings pitched. That's okay. That's not too bad. But my focus in that game is on Kansas City. Milwaukee and Atlanta. Joe Ranieri this morning joins me every day, host and co-host here of the Early Line on Sports Grid. He likes the under 4.5 in this next game coming up between Atlanta Braves and the Milwaukee Brewers. Jose Quintana's on the mound. Look, Atlanta should hit the kid. Atlanta should hit Quintana. But Atlanta just seems like they are absolutely dead in the water, and it's a wrap. It just feels that way. It does. Dead in the water. See ya. You can't bet this team anymore, Donnie. It's just the way it is. I think I believe it. Anybody out there bet, like, what do you do with Atlanta at this point? Looks like they're just fried. Profar, Ozuna, Murphy, Albies, and White, all really good numbers. And Quintana's not a great pitcher. What's he got? 4.92 xFIP number. He should get shelled today. 78 degrees, light wind blowing in. Milwaukee batters. Looks decent tonight, but Spencer Strider's on the mound. That's a pedigree pitcher. 3.54 ERA for Strider over the past 45 days, 40 and 2/3 innings pitched. xFIP number 3.79. I think Milwaukee's probably just going to win again. It just feels like they're going to win again, doesn't it? That's what it feels like to me. That's the 7:15 game tonight. 7:15. Yeah, Braves are lost, Aaron. They are lost. Chicago White Sox, Seattle Mariners. On the show today, the Early Line, we give out our buy bets. You know, it's early in the day. You don't have a ton of time to actually do any research. But I do think Jonathan Cannon gets hit today, guys. Not a horrible number on Cannon. 4.99 ERA, which is high. 4.53 xFIP number, which is high. But he's not the worst pitcher on the card. But look at this lineup tonight for the Mariners. Arozarena, great numbers against righties. Cal Raleigh, great numbers. Julio Rodriguez, great numbers. Josh Naylor, I don't know what the hell he's doing against righties, but he ain't getting any base hits. Eugenio Suarez, fantastic. Jorge Polanco, fantastic. Cole Young, fantastic. J.P. Crawford, average. Same thing with Dominic Canzone. That team's going to hit tonight. They're going to hit Jonathan Cannon. Cannon struggles against lefties. Cal Raleigh's going to be a lefty. Naylor, maybe he can wake up off the mat tonight. Jorge Polanco, Canzone, Crawford, Young. That's 5 to 6 left-handed batters that will be in that lineup. Hard hit contact rate, it's high against him. Barrel rate, lefties smoking him. Jonathan Cannon should get hit. I hate betting games in Seattle because it's a tough hitter's ballpark. But at the same time, 71-degree temperatures with the wind blowing out tonight. Come on now, you can't pass that up. You can't. What's the favorite out there tonight, too? 7.5 is the total. It's really low, so you probably get a good alt price if you go with them, right? Good alt price. San Diego and Arizona. Last game of the night tonight. Cortez versus DeSclafani. Cortez, bad start to the season. What the hell did Cortez do in the minors anyway? What was he doing? Let's see, nasty Nestor of Yankees fame. His game log? Hasn't pitched up in the majors since the 3rd of April. His minor league statistics? Looks like he made 4 starts in the month of July. An ERA of 1. Okay, he's pitching well in the minors. That doesn't really correlate and say that means you're going to come up and go 6 innings pitching 1 earned run. But that game's off the table. So I'm looking at a lot of games today that I think have some intrigue. And one's coming up here at 1 o'clock. I don't want to force the issue. But I feel like I got 5 to 6 games that are awesome today on the card. Lost yesterday because the Orioles. Blue Jays smashed it. Red Sox smashed it. Like, you'll find that on the night-to-night basis. You can't win every day. There's going to be teams that get upset. There's going to be teams that don't hit that should hit. There's going to be trash can bum pitchers that go 6 innings and give up 1 earned run. It always happens. There's going to be games where you score 2 runs in the first inning and don't score again for 9 innings. Hey, you need a team total 4.5. They scored 4 in the first inning. They didn't score again. It's all happened out here. It's all happened out here. But today, I do think we have a pretty good card laid out here. 253 people watching live. Awesome stuff, man. I love doing this Monday through Friday. It's what we do. But I got some work to do coming up. But I always like to lay out the Major League Baseball card, give the odds and ends on what I think is appropriate for the day and what we think we can certainly make some money on, as opposed to say. But I do like the fact the chat box was out there having some fun today, popping in. You know, only a little bit snafus. Open the show, couldn't hear me because why? That's what they do sometimes on the internet. Shut you down. Click that back on, and away we go. By the way, breaking news from Jeff Passan. Roman Anthony and the Boston Red Sox are finalizing an 8-year, $130 million contract. Kid's getting paid. Maybe he goes yard in celebration tonight. But this card is a good card for team totals and all team totals, and we're looking to cash in, and that's going to do it here for the Major League Baseball show. I'll be back Thursday tomorrow, probably a less card on Thursday because that's typically the way it's done. And by the way, let me just check real quick. Like how much action? Oh, Jesus. 4 games tomorrow. 12 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 7 o'clock. We'll still be here. We'll handicap it. We'll have fun, and away we go. Catch you next time right here, rightwager.com, Major League Baseball show.